This is the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show featuring Bloom-Carroll and Bishop Watterson, our Litter Media Game of the Week. But let's do a quick review of last week from Jackson, Ohio.
10-7 Jackson. Bloom-Carroll, 4th down and 7 from the Jackson 24 with a minute 40 to go in regulation. This could be the ball game right here if Bloom-Carroll can't get the first down. Stevenson motion right. Then Thanavong takes the snap, wants to throw. He's going over the middle. He's got the man. It's a touchdown. Carter Cornelius, 24-yard touchdown catch over the middle, and Bloom-Carroll takes a 13-10 lead. Wow.
Hey, now listen up. We talked all week about attacking. It's 4th and 7. We could have kicked the field goal to tie. We attack. We got a touchdown. We're playing next week. I'm extremely proud of how hard you played tonight. I love you guys. Let's get a break.
Served as a theme for the Litter Media Extra, Holy Dog Bones, and they were super excited. What a call by Mike Smith on that play that gave Bloom-Carroll the go-ahead score, and then the defense did the rest.
Not bad for my first play-by-play gig.
That's pretty cool. It's like Marty Brenneman starting off with Hank Aaron's home run.
Yeah, really? How about that? Yeah.
That was the home run to tie it, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
A Bruce Mark.
Right.
So. But we're talking football, and here we are. This is week number 13. Crazy.
Where did the time go?
Yeah.
12 in the books, and this is the regional semifinals. The winner of this goes to the regional championship next Friday.
And I have to think, I'm just guessing here, but if Bloom-Carroll becomes the winner, of course, we'll probably follow with him again next week, and that would probably put us at Zanesville High School, would be my guess.
Yeah, and by the way, you can find the remaining teams that we pretty much keep an eye on our littermedia.com score page. The winner of Watterson Bloom-Carroll plays the winner of Bellefontaine and Granville.
Oh, maybe it won't be Zanesville then.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
You know where Bellefontaine is. That's over in Logan County.
Northwest Ohio.
Granville's not that far up the road from Bloom.
I could see it being played at like Upper Arlington High School then.
Yeah, possibly.
Something more of a neutral site there. But we got to get through this week first. And that is Friday night. Teays Valley High School is where this game will be taking place between Bishop Watterson and Bloom-Carroll. Bloom-Carroll defeated Bishop Watterson last year, and in a similar circumstance that Ethan Thanavong was talking about last week when we talked to him, and we'll hear that interview coming up in this program today. But he says, that last drive was just like against Watterson last year.
Strange, though, they were in a different division together, and they both go to Division III from 4 last year.
Yeah, so they'll go toe-to-toe and see how things play out. So, now wait a second, were they D4 last year?
Yeah. Yeah, this is their first year coming up to 3.
I thought this was their second year.
Because that's why they kept saying we couldn't play Jackson because we were in a different division.
Well, they would have played Jackson last year, but Jackson lost to Watterson. Watterson then played Bloom-Carroll.
I was under the understanding that they weren't even in the same division.
That was prior to last year.
Okay.
Whew. See what we learn
on the
just
air
by doing the program. All right, coming up in a moment, we had a conversation yesterday with Jeremy McKinney. He was a super happy guy, and we'll talk to him about taking on not only Jackson, but also in preparation for Watterson. We have reached out, but we haven't been able to connect with Watterson's head coach. So Mike's got some notes on Watterson we'll share with you a little later on. Plus, we'll also hear again from Ethan Thanavong, who is the quarterback and last week's McDonald's Player of the Week. And coming up, we'll announce this week's Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Insurance Player of the Week. here on this program. So that's all just ahead. Stick with us as we continue with the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show.
At Country Clipper, pride runs deep. We take pride in knowing our mowers help create a space for families to make memories. That our features transform mowing into an enjoyable experience. Most importantly, we take pride in knowing the decision to purchase a Country Clipper will be one you can be proud of for years to come. Country Clipper zero-turn mowers.
You asked, we delivered. New Mike's Hard Lemonade Zero Sugar. Zero sugar. Amazing taste. Years in the making. Now that's a drink worthy of the name Mike.
At Rathkamp Financial, we act as your advocate in all wealth matters. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
On the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show, happy to have with us again Jeremy McKinney, head coach of the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs. When we last spoke, Coach, you had yet to exhale after that close, tight game at Jackson, but you came out victorious. And take us on that bus ride home. What was it like?
Honestly, it was more calm than I anticipated. I think they're pretty tired. That was a heck of a football game. So probably for the first half an hour, they were really enjoying themselves, and I think several of them just fell asleep. Like the last hour home or so, it was pretty quiet. So that wasn't bad for me. It was pretty relaxing on the way back.
Well, you've been to the big game, and a lot of these kids have experienced that. So you know this is just part of the trip to get to that again. So I guess that's that experience part.
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, every time you win in the playoffs, it's a big deal, especially against a program like that. But for us this week in practice, if you would come out and watch us practice, it's going to look like it does every other week. There's no. So we just kind of keep going about our business and then play on Friday nights.
You have had a chance, obviously, to review film. You look back on that, and the defense played very well. And then it was a matter of just getting something going. You did for 2 drives, the very last of the first half and your last possession of the second half. And those are really what counted in a game this close.
Yeah. Again, when we were going down there last week, we anticipated that it was going to be a very physical game. We were hoping to be able to limit some of the big plays, and for the most part, we did. On their touchdown drive, we didn't. That's how they got down there. Is he broke off a long one, and then for us, it was just kind of keep chipping away. We'd prepared, like I said, Friday night, we prepared for that situation every week. So just kind of keep chipping away, doing what we do, and then hope that it clicks when it needed to click. And obviously, that was a heck of a play. Having gone back and watched it several times on different videos, our film, the film you guys put out on social media, in person, I knew it was close. Both him getting sacked and over the defensive back's hands. But after seeing all the video, that was even more close than it appeared live in person on the sideline. So credit to their kids for playing as hard as they did, and our guys for making plays when they had to.
Yeah. Of course, Ethan Tanthanenfong is where it all started with the release of that pass. And then here came Carter up with the big catch. You saw him make 2 catches for touchdowns in this contest, and both of those kids seem to have a good chemistry and know where each other's located whenever they need each other. And as you mentioned in the post game, that was the third option for Tanthanenfong.
Yeah, that was one of the first plays we put in this year in July. So we've been repping that for a long time. And then in terms of their relationship there, like Ethan knows if you get the ball pretty close to Carter, he's going to come down with it. He's very sure-handed, and Ethan obviously trusts him.
You had a couple of big pass plays there to your tight end as well. Stevenson did a great job caroling that ball in, corralling it the way he needed to give you a first down, to give you that extra yardage you needed to continue those drives. Um, and this is important. The passing game is important because when they shut down like they did on Dylan Armentrout, that had to be. It's good to have more than one phase of the game.
Yeah, certainly. And then we felt if you kind of look at our percentages this year, we've been pretty close to 50-50. Obviously, we had hoped to be able to run the ball better than we did. Again, credit to their defense. But Michael's coming into his own as the years gone on. He's a big weapon out there. He's 6'5", 230 pounds. And so if he's coming across the middle of the field, he's easy to see for Ethan. Actually, he was doing it to us in the preseason during the preseason back in July and beginning of August when we do our own 7-on-7 against ourselves. Michael across the middle of the field was very difficult for us to cover. We didn't do a very good job of it ourselves. So that certainly has been awesome watching him kind of come into his own and becoming the player we think he can become.
So now you've got Bishop Watterson. This is a ball club that you saw last year. They certainly remember that contest against you, and this is revenge time probably in their sights. You now need to do what you can to defeat them.
Yeah, they're a very, very, very good football team. They're ranked as highly as they are throughout the year for a reason. They have some great wins against very good football teams. Almost the opposite of Jackson in terms of what they want to do offensively. Their quarterback is a Marshall baseball commit, and he can sling it. Their top threat receiving wise his dad is an NFL player, a former NFL player. So he's 6'2", 180 pounds, very good route runner, catches anything thrown to him. So they can sling the ball around very well. Defensively, and they fly to the ball. They have the Central District Defensive Player of the Year at linebacker. He's a Navy commit at linebacker. So their two inside linebackers are very, very good football players. And they've done a great job all year with pretty much everyone they've played of making them uncomfortable and kind of get out of their comfort zone. So it's going to be super important for us to be able to establish a rhythm on offense, unlike what we were able to do last week. Last week, we kind of got bogged down at times. So for us, I think it's really important that we pick up some first downs and just get some drives going and get some points on the board, because they're incredibly talented on both sides of the ball. Their kicker just is a Division I kicker. So they're a loaded football team.
Sounds like this is a game that could have impact down the road too. You've got an Army commit, they've got a Navy commit.
Yeah, on opposite sides of the
You
ball.
can see each other again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
Does it help at all knowing that you'll be playing at Teays Valley? This is a place that obviously you folks have been thanks to the Mid-State League, and kind of feels like a home advantage in some respects.
Yeah, for us, I mean, it won't be a new stadium. It certainly it is a drive we're all familiar with. So we get to leave at normal time to get down there. We know what the locker room looks like. We know what the walk to the field feels like. We know what side of the field we're going to warm up on. So it is familiar. So I think that definitely helps. It helps us, but big picture, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much our kids think about stuff like that. I know as a coach, you wonder how that affects them, but our guys do a pretty good job of being in the moment when that moment arises.
Able to compartmentalize those things and say, you know what, that doesn't matter. We're just here to play X's and O's.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to kind of the experience you were talking about. Like our seniors have been in a lot of big playoff games, so they don't get rattled by much. They don't get shaken by much. As we saw last week, that game could have kind of gone either way there, and there was no panic from our guys. So I think that's a benefit as you get in the playoffs.
And I got to think that you're probably going to use the same approach you did with Jackson. Attack, attack, attack. You almost have to do that from here on out, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah, and they're passing like again. It's pretty much the opposite of Jackson. Obviously, once we establish a run, these guys can sling it. So we got to change a little what we're doing there to adjust, try to get our athletes out versus their athletes. So it's not so much packing the box like what we were trying to do with Jackson. But it's something we're looking forward to. I mean, anytime you get to practice football, high school football into November, I think that's a very good thing.
Absolutely. Comes down to coverage, a few mistakes, and get pressure on that quarterback. And I think that'll help dictate the outcome of this contest.
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck to you. We will see you on Friday.
All right. Thank you very much.
Jeremy was the defensive coordinator when Wade Bartholomew was the head coach, and he has had last year the experience of being the head coach, making it to the championship game. So he's had, along with some of these kids, he's had game experience that not every coach gets also.
He told me the first time we interviewed him, 20 years as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So he had a long seasoning period before he became the head coach. So.
And this is what impresses me most about Jeremy McKinney. He carries a full class load. He's a science teacher at Bloom-Carroll. And how often do we've worked this business for a long time, and a lot of the coaches might find themselves as an intervention specialist, or maybe they're retired from teaching and all they're doing is coaching. But to carry a full class load, right, having taken them to a state championship game, you just don't see that today.
Yeah. Maybe sometimes during this time of season they might give him a substitute teacher for a day or two just to get his game plan together or whatever.
Well, when we've talked to him the last few weeks, it's been during his lunch hour, so we've interrupted his health. Yesterday he was unable to meet us during lunch. He says, "I'll meet you during my planning period." I'm like, okay. So we interrupted his planning for whatever else was going on. So we really appreciate the cooperation that coaches give us to be able to do this little tiny show that we have.
Very accommodating.
Absolutely. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at some Watterson information to help you learn a little bit more about them. Of course, if you're a Bloom-Carroll fan, you're watching this show, you probably are already familiar from last year's bout with the Watterson Eagles, but we'll get you caught up to date there. And we'll hear from Ethan Thanthanavong. He was our McDonald's player of the game last week, but he also refers to last year's Watterson contest. So we'll talk more about that coming up in just a moment as the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show continues.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient, you can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
McDonald's player of the game is Ethan Thanthanavong. Congratulations on a win.
Thank you.
You found yourselves tied at halftime, but then you came down. Man, they hit that field goal.
Yes, sir.
But you came down determined. You stopped them on defense.
Yes, sir.
Came in, made something happen offense.
Yes, sir. I just want to give thanks to the defense. They did their job. They let up, really it was 7 points. That field goal, it was my fault. I threw a pick and then it ended in a field goal. But I'm just so proud of those guys, and I'm proud of how we fight and how we scratch and claw to win.
Talk about the last drive.
Man, It's honestly like deja vu. It's like Bishop Watterson last year. We had to go 96 yards in almost the same scenario, and it was just I trusted my guys, and I just thank the coaches for giving me an opportunity to make my way down there.
84 yards, I believe, on that drive, and you made the nice pass. Talk about the play that won the game.
It's really, so we have 3 reads, and actually Carter is the last read. So it was just crazy how it developed. I had to step up in the pocket, and he made a hell of a play. Oh, sorry. He made a play. He made a great play. Sorry.
It was a heck of a play.
Yes, sir.
Talk about what's ahead for you now. What's this next week going to be like?
Well, our game plan is just, do what we do, and we'll get back to film on Monday, and we'll get our scouting report, and we'll see what's ahead of us next week.
You made it to Canton last year. Boy, it'd be nice to get back again, huh?
Oh, definitely. Definitely would be great.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He was one of the last Bulldogs still on the football field because of the crowd around him. All his family was there and friends had a good time with that. And I will tell you that it was a tough night for Jackson. And the reason I'm bringing this up is while Andy Hall was upstairs in the press box talking with the media, I was looking down on the football field, and there were 4 or 5 other Jackson Ironmen still in uniform and sitting on the bench looking back on a season that came to a close far too quickly for them. So some of them were seniors, some were not. And that's that time where you just hate to see the season come to a close. But that's the tournament trail. Heartbreak trail, they call it, right?
Well, think of all the work that these guys put in the off season, in the weight room, all the summer conditioning stuff, and then you come down to this point of the season, and you've led most of the game, except in the last minute 33.
And it comes to a screeching halt, and then you've got 30 days you can rest, and it all starts over again for some of these guys. Right. So, Bishop Watterson, they come into this contest riding a nice schedule. What can you tell us about the Eagles?
Yeah, as you see on the screen there, their schedule from this past year, it has all the scores of who they played. Their only loss this year came to, familiar face, St. Francis de Sales. That was on October the 20th, and that was a 27-24 game. But last week, their win was over Miami Trace, who was very familiar with us here in the FAC. That was 44-7. But this was pretty much done at halftime. It was a continuous clock most of the second half. Watterson, who is 11-1 on the season, their quarterback is a senior, A.J. McInich, and in last week's game against Miami Trace, he was 11-15 passing for 193 yards. He had 1 touchdown, no picks, and he actually sat out the entire second half. So that's not too bad of a day. As far as the Watterson defense, they held Miami Trace to 145 total yards. 103 of those were on the ground. So this is, as I think Coach McKinney referred to, it's a very athletic team. I don't know that they're as big as Bloom-Carroll is in some positions, but they're very athletic. A name of 2 brothers. This might sound familiar for those of you Buckeye fans. Their leading receiver is Ben Eulenhake. His brother Jake is also, younger brother Jake, is a wide receiver on this team. But, Jake Eulenhake had a big impact last week. He had 5 catches for 135 yards and a touchdown. Now, I can't remember their dad's first name. Jeff, who played for Ohio State, great lineman there.
Out of Newark Catholic High School.
Yeah, they were good. Zach Weber, I should say, running back, along with Ben Boyle. Those are some of the names on the offensive side. Senior tight end Ben Cottrell. Their linemen up front, Ben Gabrich, Landon Purcell, John Spencer, C.J. Yule, and also Max Melaragno are some of their top defensive players that you'll be hearing a lot. Thanks to the Columbus Dispatch, by the way, for some of this information. Watterson's got it sealed down. They don't have anything out there on that I could find as far as season stats or anything like that.
Is it possible that the Melaragno kid is related to Felix Melaragno?
Well, you never know. That's not a common name, anywhere, but it very well could be.
Felix, of course, is involved with Big Bear for years here in Chillicothe. if you bring up the graphic again, thanks to joeidle.com, by the way, for the schedule, just to take a look at how this is going again. The one game that stands out to me is Chardon. This is a 14-10 result, and that just shows that they can win the close games as well. Chardon at 9-3, also a Division III team. But as you just take a look at some of the teams that they played in this year, when's the last time you saw Scioto get beat 42-0? Whetstone 47-0. Bishop Hartley, who is 10-2, lost 35-7 to this Watterson team. So, and as you mentioned, they've got the athletes, but I watched a little bit of video on Max Preps, and they're lightning quick. They make good decisions. They obviously are well drilled in their offensive scheme, and they just know where the ball is going before you do, and they can get there in a hurry.
One of their opponents that they beat, St. Charles, we saw them. We broadcast that game against Chillicothe. I think it was 41-7 or something like that. St. Charles ended up being 5-6 after they started out 4-1. So when they get into their league play, that's some tough sledding at that level.
Those Catholic schools, they go at it, and they say their prayers before they go in, and then you better hope that you said your prayers to take them on. So, all right, coming up in a moment, we will take a look at this week's Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Insurance Player of the Week. That's on the way next as the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show continues.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
And you'll find those mowers at Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, or hometown-motors.com. All right, to our Athlete of the Week, thanks to Neil Coleman Insurance and Wyandotte Mutual Insurance, is
Gage Cheadle. He's a sophomore football player at Southeastern High School in Ross County. Gage, in his just second year of varsity football, broke the school record for most catches at Southeastern in the season with 61, breaking the old record of 58. He's also first-team All-SVC. He was fourth in receiving yards in the conference as of Week 9, and I believe fifth in the number of touchdown catches. So Gage Cheadle, just a sophomore, a name that I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot more of here over the next couple of years. Congratulations on being our Athlete of the Week.
And if you would like to see who all has been selected so far this year, just go to our website, littermedia.com, click where it says Player of the Week, and you can see all that list with the exception of Cheadle.
That'll be up there as soon as we get off the air.
Okay, because Mike will update the website. All right. Coming up in a moment, some final words as we continue with the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When insuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
All right, final opportunity for us to chat about this game. Of course, you can hear it on Litter Media Radio. Those of you that are listening to the playback on Litter Media Radio right now, we're closing in on 6:50, and that's where you and Tom Beard will take over.
Yeah. Number of games that are around the air. Of course, this is Watterson, Bloom-Carroll. The winner of this plays the Bell Fountain Granville winner next week in the regional championship. Just covering some of the other schools that are in our coverage area. Division 4, Region 15, it's Sheridan out of the Southeast District. They're taking on Bishop Hartley. The other semifinal is Steubenville, Indian Valley. Division 5, Ironton taking on Harvest Prep. Wheelersburg against Barnesville. Those two winners meet in the regional title. And in Division 7, Reedsville Eastern or Meigs Eastern taking on Hannibal River. And the team that knocked out the Eastern Eagles last week, Waterford, they are taking on Caldwell.
And if you would like to see that list of games, those are up on our scores page right now at littermedia.com, and you'll also be having the boys and girls soccer and volleyball results posted there as well.
We'll have only the championship games, which are going to be Saturday.
All right, so keep an eye on that as well. Bookmark littermedia.com so you don't miss a thing. Follow us on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, Litter X, and also here on Facebook as well as YouTube, where you can go back and see some of the celebrations that have taken place this football season, revisit the Bloom-Carroll videos that we have on there from this past weekend, including the Bloom-Carroll Marching Band. The Bulldogs put on a show. I told Aaron, I said, I'm glad we get a chance to see Bloom-Carroll's band again. And they did a fantastic job. We saw them during the regular season, and it was neat seeing them last weekend. So check all that out now on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. It's free. For Aaron Glandon, who will be on the field tomorrow night, Mike Smith up in the booth with Tom Beard, I'm Dan Ramey. Thanks for watching the Litter Media Game of the Week Preview Show.